It's during one of our recent videos where we mentioned Michigan Garden Girl donated 3 of her bee colonies to us. This box that is completely filled with honey was on top of one of those colonies. And so today we're going to extract this out. It seems like most of the frames are all capped and ready to go. There's some that aren't, so we'll do the ones that are today. We don't have an extractor.
Nope, so we do it the old school, old-fashioned way, smashing it and getting it out.
Yeah, it's probably the least bee-friendly way to do it, because the next time you use those frames, they gotta rebuild the entire thing, but...
So we have done this process once before, and we have a video on it several years ago now that we did this.
In fact, we went back and rewatched it just to make sure we remembered how we did this before. And some of the tools, we couldn't even find them. It took some digging to try to figure out where they were.
So Todd just built this little piece of wood. It has notches in it and a screw, and it sits on our bucket, and then that gives us a place to...
Yep, a good place to... You can put your frames on here, and then you can spin them around nice and easy and scrape everything off down into your bucket.
So other tools you'll need if you are just starting beekeeping and you don't want to invest in an expensive equipment. Handy dandy flat spatula, your initial mesh screen that catches the big particles of wax and things, and then a fine mesh screen. And this too also goes across a bucket. One
of the things we learned early on in this process was it's much easier doing it on something lower than something as high as your kitchen counter. So just
turn it so a little bit. Oh no, okay. I guess it doesn't go like that, does it?
Although we are on a spinning little bench now, so.
And then Todd's had this in the garage fridge, and it's been quite warm out. You would want your honey to be warm.
In the fridge? This wasn't in the refrigerator.
I thought I said the garage.
Oh.
That's it. It was in the garage. But put it in your car somewhere warm that will soften the honey in there.
Yeah, for sure. Our garage was quite warm today. That actually came off really easy.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Butt dial in our stove.
Off the hooks.
It's a super... Remember, we were rewatching our video from the last time we did this. I think we said the word sticky about 20 times in that video because we were both sticky like the entire time.
We've already washed our hands 3 times.
And it also made us appreciate the simplicity of the flow hive when it does work. When you can come out there, pull that plug, crank that arm on those things, and that honey just pours out.
Yeah. So remember to pour it slow so it doesn't overflow.
Right. That was one of the lessons we learned, is that only so much wax can fit in here.
Yeah.
And then no more honey will go through.
Right.
So
Let's see. Is it heavy for you?
a little bit, yeah. It's, I don't know what it is. 25 pounds of honey, maybe? Honey and wax.
Okay. And you just kind of smush this, working the honey through.
And it's going.
Okay, big ones.
Not fun.
No, it's not really exciting.
No.
It's an arm workout. Watched a funny video the other day, and it was a lady saying, "Oh, it was Simple Living Alaska," and she said she was doing honey, and she said why the spatula was her favorite kitchen utensil, because just when you don't think that there's no more to get, there's always more.
Yeah. They got that new extractor this year.
Yeah. Almost 3 gallons.
Very nice.
Well, I'm sure we will once we finish straining all the rest of the wax.
Yeah, it just might come pretty darn close, and it's gonna look really, really cloudy right now. It always does that after you crush it like we did, because it gets so much air in it. But by tomorrow, this will already be starting to clear up nicely.
Yeah. Isn't this cute though? I decided to go with my honey pot. So it's an actual honey pot. I still have plenty on the pantry shelves downstairs. So.
And these are the same jars that you put your sugar and your flour and stuff in? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think every time, still to this day, one of these jars is in one of the videos. People ask, where do those things come from? And the answer is Big Lots.
Yep, $7.
And in fact, if you go over to our Facebook page, 1870s Homestead, if you scroll down, it's going to be quite a ways down there. There's an actual link to the product on Big Lots website that you can order them yourself. Mm-hmm. Assuming they still have them. Yeah. That was quite a while ago when I found them. So
it's like impossible to get all the honey out of the wax your first go around when you do it this way, this manual way. So you get as much as you can. Todd will show you. You'll be able to easily see that there's quite a bit of honey left. And then we'll just let gravity do the rest of the work.
Yeah, kind of looks like, almost like oatmeal or something. So there's a lot of honey in there still. So when you're cleaning up everything, when you're all said and done, and you got all this equipment that you need to clean up afterwards, be really careful putting wax down your drains of your sinks. Because once it gets down inside of there, things cool off, it can solidify, and you're not going to have a fun time trying to get beeswax out of your pipes.
So what's the best way to do that?
I think last year I took a pot of water and heated it up really hot.
Yeah.
And then took it outside with me and then like dipped these screens in it to get all the wax off. Tastes like clover honey.
Does it?
To me it does.
It's really, really light. I think it's a little floral. So maybe, yeah, the clover.
So not a bad harvest of the 10 frames that were in that super. We pulled about 6 that were fully capped, scraped them
A
off.
couple of them were only half capped, so we only
Right. I was
harvested.
trying to add up
Yeah.
like
Oh, okay.
of the halves and everything. We did about 6, I think.
Okay.
Because there was about 2 on the end and 2 on the other end that we didn't take. And what we'll end up doing is I'm going to check the hives that we have out back. And of the 2 that I started in the spring, whichever is the strongest, I might just throw that on top and see what happens.
Okay. We finished getting all that drip, drip, drip out of that.
It's still going.
Yep. And you may end up seeing another jar here to the side, depending on how much extra that gives us. Possibly.
Maybe? Good job. Thanks for helping.
Yep. Thank you.